want to fall in love. She won't be seeing me for a few years. Get back in my fantasy era, would have annotated the shit out of it. One of them kills for sport. One bloody tack at a time. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, we are going to be talking about some of the books that I really want to read this winter. I am technically doing this before I put out my 2026 priority reads because these aren't necessarily 2026 priority reads. You feel me? I really just put this list together because these are books that I would love to read during the fall. Not fall. No. These are books that I would really love to read around the winter time when it's really cold, hopefully snowing here in Jersey. Fingers crossed. But so I do have about 12 books on my winter hopefuls list, and we use the word hopefuls over here. I know sometimes I slip up and say TBR, but it's not a TBR because there's a high chance I will never read these books. If I keep looking down, it's because I have a notebook with all of the books written down in them. Just letting you know, if I'm going like this, that's why. But I feel like I have a pretty good list of books that I want to read, a couple of different genres, which I'm very excited for. If you guys are new here, I am a romance reader. That is what I primarily read over here. I love romance. As long as it has a little bit of romance in it, I'm probably going to read it. But I am going to branch out a little bit, or at least try to this winter. So while I do have romance books, I also have a little bit of classic literature. I have some thrillers. I think I have one horror book, but then a majority of it is romance. So if I'm looking down this way, I'm looking at my phone. If I'm looking down this way, I'm looking at my notebook. Also, happy winter solstice, my friends. It is the first day of winter when I am filming this. Jumping into some of the books. So we have, first up on my list is Frozen Obsession by Luna K. Wicked. I really enjoy Luna K. Wicked's work. I think I've read about 2 of her novellas and I really like them. So I am very excited about this one. I feel like she's been really promoting this one hard on TikTok and I'm eating it up. I'm going to read to you guys a little bit of the blurb. So it says that this is a Christmas taboo dark romance. It says, Xena, as far as I'm concerned, my life ended Christmas night 10 years ago. The night he took everything from me. Roman Delgado, my stepbrother, my tormentor, the man who claimed me and then left me in the dark, broken and now lost. Now I'm a shell of who I used to be, stripping to survive, numbing myself with drugs just to make it through another day. But Roman's out of prison, the last person I ever wanted to see again. This Christmas, the snow isn't the only thing suffocating me. Roman is back, and this time he won't stop until he owns every shattered piece of me, body, mind, and soul. His obsession is twisted, a black hole pulling me in, no matter how much I want to escape. I can't forget the way he made me feel all those years ago, both terrified and alive. But I'm not that naive little girl anymore. I won't break, not again. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Wait a minute. Wait, how long is this? It's only like 200 pages or something like that. Okay, that actually sounds really good. I seen snippets and just like the tropes listed before, but I didn't actually look at the blurb. And let's just say, I think I'm gonna like this. The next book that I really want to get into is Lotus by Jennifer Hartman. I have read only one Jennifer Hartman book before. It was Still Beating, and that is still to this day one of my favorite books, even though it broke me to tiny little pieces and then glued me back together, but I'm still kind of shattered from it, you know? This book was, well, I have it right here. Let me show you. Actually, do I want to pull this out right now? This book right here, if you haven't read Still Beating yet and you are an avid reader of dark romance, this book was so good. It was so twisted and super fucked up, but amazing. Like the story, the plot, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. This was amazing. I read this a few years ago and again, still to this day, I think about it all the time. It was just so sad, but oh, it's so good. So after I read that and it destroyed me, I was like, yeah, I'm going to take a break from Jennifer Hartman. She won't be seeing me for a few years because I'm hurt. She hurt me. But we are back, okay? And I really want to read Lotus. So it says, when a boy you lost returns as a man, will love be strong enough to heal what darkness broke? Lotus is an unforgettable romance of trauma, resilience, and second chance at love that defies all odds. Oliver Lynch vanished one summer night, leaving Sydney Neville with Neville. Doesn't matter, with a heart full of grief and questions. For 22 years, she lived with the ache of his absence. Now, he's back. No longer the boy next door, but a man shaped by captivity, trying to piece together a stolen life. Sydney and Oliver share a bond forged in childhood and tested by tragedy. As they confront haunting secrets, buried pain, and the fragile hope of rediscovery, they must find the courage to answer a devastating question. Can love truly heal what's been broken? I just know that this book is going to make me really sad and want to cry, and I probably won't be able to recover from it. So I obviously want to read it. Now, I don't think that this one has a winter vibe to it at all, but I do feel like I kind of want to cry a little bit. Not that I need to, because I'm just an emotional girl. But why not sprinkle a little bit of emotion into this little hopefuls list, you know? Why not? Okay, next up is a book that I constantly keep saying that I'm going to read, especially during BOOKMAS. How many times have I said that I was going to read Good Spirits by B.K. Borison? Too many times, and I have yet to read it. So that is on my winter TBR. I will hopefully be reading it within the next day or so, or at least starting it within the next day or so, because I do really want to listen to the audiobook, and I feel like this is a perfect time to do that when I have other things like holiday related that I need to get done, because it is crunch time. Christmas is around the corner and I am starting to panic, so why not panic with something good in my ears, like a audiobook, you know? Why not? So, Good Spirits. The only thing that I know about this book is that it is about a woman and I think the ghost of Christmas past or something like that. We're gonna find out together. But everybody keeps talking about it on Book Talk. A lot of my bookish friends are doing reading vlogs of it, and I'm just like, I want to be a part of this. I want to have fun. I want to chit chat about this book with everybody. Oh, it's not on Kindle Unlimited. That's okay. Okay, it says B.K. Borison is back with a whimsical new holiday romance, this time with a magical twist that will have everyone falling in love with the ghost of Christmas past. Yes, I want to fall in love. Okay, he's the ghost of Christmas past. She's not exactly Scrooge. Ghost of Christmas past, Nolan Callahan, intends to spend his holiday haunting like every other year. Get in, get out, return to his otherwise aimless existence as a ghost, waiting the afterlife. But when he's faced with Harriet York, the sweetest assignment he's ever had, he suddenly finds himself wishing for a future. Harriet York has no idea she's being haunted. She's a good person, or at least she tries to be. A people pleaser to her core, she always does what's expected of her. But as she and Nolan begin to examine her past, they discover there are threads that bind them together and realize there might be more to moving on than expected. With the deadline of Christmas Eve fast approaching, will they find the key to their future in each other's past, or will they stay firmly in the present, indulging in their unexpected spirited connection? So this is a touching holiday read, perfect for fans of uplifting winter romances and a delightful Christmas gift, period. That sounds like something I would enjoy. I am a paranormal girly. I love a paranormal romance, so I'm excited for this. This actually sounds really cute. I have been seeing a surprising number of people that I didn't think would enjoy this book talk about how much they love this book. Okay, I'm excited. The next book that I do really want to read is Frost by C.N. Crawford. I don't think I've ever actually read a book by C.N. Crawford before, but I have heard really good things, and I believe this is the first in a duet, or is it a duology? Are those different? This is the first in the Frost and Nectar duet, I think. It's a fae romance. Love that. It says, on the worst birthday of my life, I come home to find my boyfriend in bed with another woman. What? Ew. Within hours, I'm drunk, homeless, and pleading to stay single forever. And that is when the dangerously sexy Seelie King rolls through town looking for a fae like me. Every generation, the king holds a competition for Seelie Queen. But for reasons he won't explain, Torrin is looking for a charade, not a real marriage. So when I drunkenly sling insults his way, I have his attention. Now why would you do that? I'm not saying it's a bad thing that you did that. I'm just saying, why would you do that? Anyways. When Torrin offers me $50 million to participate, I think, what have I got to lose? The answer turns out to be my life, because my competition will likely kill me for the crown. And the more time I spend with the seductive king, the harder it becomes to remember it's all supposed to be fake. Now, my life and my heart are on the line. Well, oh, I will be reading that. Yes. Why do I feel like I'm going to love that? I feel like I'm going to love that. So you are telling me that our FMC is throwing insults to a Seelie King. A Seelie Fae King, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna like her. I feel like I'm gonna like her. Hopefully she has like this bite or like sassiness, because I love a sassy FMC. I love an FMC that is not afraid to like give some back, you know what I mean? I love it. I love it. Or it could also just be her drunken confidence, so we'll cross our fingers that it is the first. I feel like I haven't read a fae book in a little bit too long. I think I need to get back in my fantasy era. Anyways, that actually sounds really good. I think there is a dramatized audiobook for this. I kind of want to try that. I feel like that'll be really fun. I think my library has it, so I'm gonna take a little look on Libby to see if I can find it, and I really want to read that. That sounds really good. And I'm not sure if it's actually a winter read, but the title is Frost. Come on, there's got to be a little snow. There's got to be a little snow on the ground, a little sprinkle, you know? Maybe, hopefully. Moving on. I really want to read Dracula, and I told myself that I was going to read it this year, and what better time to read it than the winter time? I feel like that is like the perfect time. And I did start the audiobook for Dracula through Libby, I think, a few months ago, and I paused it because I just wasn't in the mood for it, but I really want to read it. And I actually do have a physical copy of it. It's somewhere on my shelf. It's back there. I'm not grabbing it. It's somewhere back there on my shelf. I do really want to read it. I'm thinking audiobook and physical book because I do want to annotate inside of it. My biggest mistake with the first classic that I read, which was Frankenstein, I do have a vlog for it. If you want to go see it, you can. But I really wish that I had a physical copy of Frankenstein when I was reading it, because the way that I would have annotated the shit out of it, because I was annotating on the ebook. You know how like you can like highlight things and put your like little notes, right, on the Kindle? Yeah, that's what I was doing. And I just felt like a yearning for the physical copy because I wanted to jab my pen into that book and just write in the margins so badly. So now I have to wait until I get a physical copy so that I can reread it, which I will be doing, and then re-annotate it and then put like new notes. I'm so excited. So I am happy that I do have a physical copy of Dracula because I feel like I'm going to really like that one. My friend actually told me that I needed to read it. She thought that I would really enjoy it. So I'm going to take her word for it and I'm going to give it a try. And then keeping in the classics, okay, I am debating between two other classics that I want to read. I'm thinking maybe doing one classic a month. That might be a New Year's bookish goal for me. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to it. So the other classic that I am leaning into is probably The Picture of Dorian Gray. I feel like I would really enjoy this because, correct me if I'm wrong, this book is basically like the one where the man has a painting of himself and then he doesn't age, but the painting ages as the years go by, right? So instead of him actually physically aging, him in the painting ages, right? I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm talking about. That sounds so good to me. That sounds so interesting. And I did see, I think it was Throne of Pages talking about this book. And I think that's really what solidified it, that I was like, yeah, I need to read this. I need to read this. It sounds so good. If you're not subscribed to Throne of Pages, you should be. Their bookish content is so good. They did a whole video about classic literature that I think you should check out. Okay, next we're going to jump back into romance for a second. I need to read Phantasma. I need to read Phantasma. I've been saying that I'm going to read this book for far too long, and I think it's just time. I need to do it because I feel like I keep putting it on my hopefuls list and then I never read it. So I need to do it. Hopefully, we can just rip the band-aid off. Okay, we could rip the band-aid right off this winter because I feel like this book does have a lot of elements that I do enjoy. It has OCD rep, which is something that I feel like isn't really in a lot of books, especially romance books. I don't really see it, and more importantly, I don't see it done right, but I have heard nothing but good things about the OCD rep in this book, so I really, really want to read it. And on top of that, we have trials, and then we have a hot phantom. I am sold. I'm sold. I feel like it's going to be a fun read. And then speaking of a book that constantly is on one of my hopefuls lists, it's going to be Immortal Dark. Yes, it is, because I'm sorry, I still haven't read it, but I do feel like it could be a good winter read. I feel like every time there's a book with vampires, it gives winter. It does, and I don't care if the book takes place in the summer, in the fall, in the spring. I feel like when there's vampires, I just get a winter vibe. I don't know why, I just do. I do really want to read this winter because book 2, I believe, just came out more recently. I think I want to say in November, and I keep seeing people talking about it, being excited about it, and it's another one of those things where I'm like, I want to be a part of the joy that I'm seeing right now. And I also have heard nothing but good things about Immortal Dark. Like, genuinely, a lot of my mutuals over on TikTok are absolutely obsessed with that book, and I would like to be obsessed with it too, so I want to read it, and I feel like I'm really gonna like it. I think I did talk about it in like my October hopefuls. Yeah, it's been a minute. Or was it October hopefuls or like something? I think I talked about it in my like last hopeful videos that I did. Now this next book, I don't think I've seen anybody talk about before, except for like 1 or 2 people on TikTok. And that is because I was looking for like good winter book recommendations. And then this book just happened to pop up under a video that was recommending some good like gothic romance winter books. So this one is The Madness of Miss Grey by Julia Bennett. I think this one is going to be really good. This one, I believe, revolves around a woman who is in some type of like mental institution or like asylum, but she is not supposed to be in there. So she thinks that if she like seduces one of the new doctors that he can get her out. But the thing is, when the doctor realizes that she actually isn't supposed to be in there and her benefactor is like literally keeping her in there, but apparently things get a bit complicated when our FMC actually does start falling in love with the doctor. So I don't really know where that's going or how that is, but it sounds really interesting and I am so excited to read this. This might be one of like my first reads out of my winter TBR, if not second, because it seems so interesting. And then I feel like even the cover just kind of gives all of the vibes that I'm looking for when it comes to like a winter gothic read. Now for some thrillers that I'm kind of interested in reading. I feel like while I was looking for book recommendations for the winter time, this book was mentioned a lot. It's called Dead of Winter. It says when Krista joins a tour group heading deep into a snowy expanse of the Rocky Mountains, she's hopeful that this will be her chance to put the ghosts of her past to rest. But when a bitterly cold snowstorm sweeps the region, the small group is forced to take shelter in an abandoned hunting cabin. Despite the uncomfortably claustrophobic quarters, the rapid dropping temperature, Krista believes that they'll be safe as they wait out the storm. But she couldn't be more wrong. Deep in the night, the tour guide goes missing, only to be discovered the following morning, his head severed, impaled on a tree outside the cabin. Terrified and completely isolated by the storm, Krista finds herself trapped with 8 total strangers. One of them kills for sport, and they're far from finished. As the storm grows more dangerous and the numbers of survivors dwindles one by one, Krista must decide who she can trust before the frozen mountains becomes her tomb. That sounds so interesting. Wait. Oh my gosh, that sounds so fun. So the next one that I really want to try out is, I believe, a horror. This one is called The Shuddering. This one sounds really interesting. I did look this one up a little bit ago. Let me read it to you guys. So it says, Ryan Adler and his twin sister Jane spent their happiest childhood days at their parents' mountain Colorado cabin until divorce tore their family apart. Now with the house about to be sold, the Adler twins gather with their closest friends for one last snowboarding-filled holiday. While commitment phobic, Ryan gazes longingly at Lauren, wondering if his Playboy days are over. Jane's hope of reconciling with her old boyfriend evaporates when he brings along his new fiancée. As drama builds among the friends, something lurking in the forest, watching the cabin, growing even bolder as the snow falls and hunger rises. After a blizzard leaves the group stranded, the true test of their love and loyalty begins as the hideous creature outside closes in, one bloody tack at a time. Now, Ryan, Jane, and their friends must fight tooth and nail, bullet and blade for their lives, or surrender to an unspeakable death in the darkened woods. That sounds so good! Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. I feel like this one sounds the most interesting. I just know that I will probably get to this one. This one sounds so interesting. I love a survival story. I'm excited. Wait, is that it? And I think that's everything. Wait, that's kind of crazy. I'm really excited for this winter. I'm really excited for these reads. I feel like I got a really good variety of different things that I want to dabble in. And I do have a couple of other shorter stories and novellas and things that I do want to also read this winter. But these were just the ones that were like more full length, a little bit longer, that I do want to get to. So I am really excited. But I don't know, I'm really excited. I feel like I have been having the winter blues to the max. Seasonal depression has hit me so hard, and it is so weird because I usually don't get like this. I am sad all year round. All year round. But this year, I have never experienced such sadness during the transition of the seasons from fall to winter as heavily as I've been feeling it this year. Okay, I'm a little frightened, but it's fine. We persevere. All right. It's so weird because I don't really go outside too often anyways in the summertime. I don't like the heat. I do enjoy the fall time. The fall is when I thrive. And then even in the winter time, like, I don't like to be super cold, but I also would prefer it over being super hot. It's okay. We're going to keep going. I'm excited to see what the winter brings for me. Hopefully we read some of these at least for the winter. But anyways, my friends, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video and I will see you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.